Smarterfan.
Hey everybody, welcome to another segment of Smarterfan Podcast, where we bring you behind the veil of sports, business, and life. I'm Joe, and this is Barry. How you doing, Barry?
Joe, I'm doing all right, man. This is the wide world of sports and more sports, and so that's why we have sports 24/7 clock. That's all I keep hearing all over the place. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, just fine.
Awesome. Listen, I just want to remind everybody this show today and most of our shows are sponsored by Publishers in a Box. If you're looking to create a book, you've always been thinking about doing a book, call Publishers in a Box. They're doing something I've never seen before. They'll turn you into a publisher, turn your book published, all for $1,000 or less. I know it works because they did 3 of my books on Amazon. So give them a call, 914-330-2738. Publisher in a Box. Enjoy.
All right. And I just want to give a shout out to our listeners in Syria, Bulgaria, Hungary, Germany. Yeah,
What?
man. Yeah. The UK, India.
Nice.
Yeah. And Bangladesh. Thanks for listening, folks. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Got a trivia for you. Basketball, a friend of mine from India said basketball is huge in India. People just don't know, especially in southern India near Goa. Yeah. Had met his cousin who was a big-time female basketball player in India. Trivia number 2, the WNBA just hired its first Indian head coach.
Oh, okay.
She was a big-time lawyer, decided to make a career switch, and became a head coach in the WNBA.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's what's happening.
That's what's up.
All right. So I'm going to talk about Pete Maravich.
Pistol Pete.
That's right. He was born in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But he grew up in the Carolinas. Now, he started learning the fundamentals of basketball under the guidance of his father at the age of 7. Now, wherever his father was coaching, that's where he went to school. So he went to school in North and South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, when his father went to LSU to coach, that's where he went naturally. So, but the NCAA rules prohibited first-year students from playing varsity, so he had to play on the freshman team. And he put up 50 points in his first game against Southeastern Louisiana College.
Mercy.
So, now, for his college career, he averaged 44.2 points per game. And he led the NCAA in scoring all 3 seasons he was there. And he finished with 3,667 points. So now the Hawks took him in the they took him with the 3rd pick of the first round in 70. But he was met with a chilly reception by Lou Hudson and Walt Bellamy and the veterans, because he was making $1.9 million. Yeah, so they didn't appreciate that. Plus, a lot of people said he was a hot dog, so his style kind of clashed with what they were doing. But in the 81 games that he played, he averaged 23 points a game, and then he finally got them. They came around to his style, And so then once they got going, in his 3rd season, he scored 2,063 points, and Hudson scored 2,029 points. And that made them the second set of teammates in NBA history to each score over 2,000 points in a single season.
That's some baller.
Yeah, the first was Wilt and Hal Greer.
Mm.
So
Wow.
they were balling, man. And after being bounced from the playoffs in '74, he started butting heads with Cotton Fitzsimmons, so they traded him to the expansion New Orleans Jazz.
Mm.
You know, and then he spent most of his career with the Jazz, and he led the league in scoring with 31 points per game, and that was capped off by a 68-point explosion against the poor Knicks.
Mm.
But injuries started to take their toll. So and the Jazz waived him in '80, and he signed with the Celtics. You know, but due to
Mm-hmm.
his knee problems, he retired at the end of the '80 season, and he was playing a pickup game, and the last words he said were "I feel great," and then he stepped on the court and dropped dead from a
Are you
heart.
serious?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
That's how he died?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That was in '88.
I
So
always wondered how he died. I was like, he's young.
yeah, an autopsy revealed that he had a rare congenital heart defect. So, but the man could ball. That's for sure.
For sure. For sure.
So,
Yep.
rest in peace. So, what's going on with Cam?
Cam Newton, man. Cam is a very interesting guy. I was watching some old football because I wanted to watch real football. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I went back and I was just watching Cam's, climb from Florida to Blinn Community College, then to Auburn and balling out,
Mm-hmm.
and then his career in Carolina. And man, that guy really, really does not get enough credit. He gets a
Mm.
lot of credit, but he don't get enough
Mm.
because that guy, you talk about taking a team and putting them on your back.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, just watching them in college manhandle linebackers, stiff arm defensive ends. Because at 6'6", 240, he's probably just almost as big as they were.
Mm-hmm.
And once he
Yeah.
got past the linebackers, the secondary, you could see that they really didn't want that business.
Yeah. Nope. Nope. That's for sure.
They did not want to see him coming. And so it's just amazing his transformation, and just from there to, from college to Carolina, and then his media piece and
Mm.
business piece, and just he's had what I call, I grew up with, it was the classic All-American. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's just, the camera loves him and he loves the camera and he liked to talk. And
That's for
so,
sure.
for sure. So he's just an incredible marketing piece, and it's just interesting to see his transformation and how he's continued to grow and grow and grow. He's got his own show and all that other stuff. So just
Yeah.
wanted to give a shout out to Cam Newton and
Mm.
what he's doing in and
Yeah.
out of the community. You
Yeah.
know,
Definitely. Definitely. So yeah. Well. Speaking of the NFL, it's been a sad week in the NFL.
what else happened? I can't take this anymore.
Well, we lost Paul Tagliabue.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was he,
He
90?
84. He passed away at 84.
Wow.
He took over for Pete Rozelle in '89,
Huh?
and his tenure lasted until '06. And he presided over the insertion of the Panthers, the Jags, the new Cleveland Browns, and the Texans.
Mm.
And the league expanded from 28 to 32 teams, with more than 2/3 of the teams either playing or in building new stadiums. When he
Hmm.
left. So and the value of many of the franchises increased tenfold during his tenure.
Oh, absolutely.
So Now, and we also lost Marshawn Kneeland.
Man, that hurts. 24 years old. And
Yeah.
that hurts. That hurts on a lot of
Yeah.
levels.
Yeah. It was days after he scored his first NFL touchdown.
It's crazy. It's just,
You know.
they've got to do something. I mean, within the teams, within the league, they're going to have to create some kind of protocol. I heard a very good, I can't remember his name. He's a karate teacher at a high level, and he works with mostly boys. But he has a podcast, and he was talking, it's not enough to acknowledge that you're struggling. You got to get help.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to get help. And I was listening to somebody who said something very profound, and he was saying, because he works with, they got an unusual job. Imagine your job is to work with people who tried to commit suicide and it didn't work. How they're made.
Yeah.
Right? And the person said to me, Barry, most of the times, believe it or not, when people, I'll use this example, step off the bridge, they regret because they know they can't turn back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, what? He says, yeah. It's like, it seems to be the answer. And then when they cross that line, they realize that's not what they really wanted to do.
Yeah.
I said, oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
So you just kind of say to yourself, whatever he was going through, a week later, was it that deep, that you couldn't get help?
Well, his girlfriend had alerted the cops and told them that he was armed and that he had a long history of mental health issues.
Yeah.
So, it's just sad that it had to go down like this, So.
Yeah, I just, they got the league needs to do something, man.
Yeah,
definitely. To
definitely.
help these guys out. I think the Raiders may be the only team, if they still have them, is an on-staff social worker.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that. The NHL has a kind of like an EAP program, where they do counseling for the players and their families.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I think it needs to be more than one guy. And I think it needs to be a mix, a team, literally. You know what I mean? Because you connect with certain people and some people you don't connect with.
Right.
So teams have 4 or 5 people, male, female, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The ethnicities, specialists, somebody in the family situation, some with personal, male, female, you kind of have a team.
Oh, most definitely.
That would make a lot of sense to help these guys out.
So, but speaking of crazy deals, when the Cowboys traded Micah to Green Bay, there were conditions with that deal. So the conditions were that if the Packers traded Micah to an NFC East team, they had to give the Cowboys their first round pick for 28.
Huh?
So, and the same went for the Cowboys. If they traded Kenny Clark to an NFC North team, they had to give the Packers their 28 first round pick.
All's fair in love and war when that happens trading.
That's for sure. So what's going on with Jayden Daniels?
I just, I'm really like, I'm not, I don't know. I understand fashion. I understand style, but I'm seeing these kids in college playing like what looks like shorts instead of pants, and exposing their knees, which I don't get, and then I mean, if Tom Brady can wear a brace, I don't see why you can't wear a brace as a quarterback. You're vulnerable on your backside.
Yeah.
You got Carson Palmer, whose career probably got shortened a few years. And therapy is no joke. I mean, it's not that the technology is of such, it's not going to limit your mobility wearing a brace.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why these guys are not wearing braces to protect themselves. You wear pads, you wear a helmet. Wear a brace. I mean, having a 300-pound guy dive into your knee or fall into your knee, and now you're out for the season. You got to go through a year or sometimes 6 months, or it can end your career.
Yeah.
Is it really worth it to be styling? I don't think so. Well, cut your career short. Wear the stupid brace. You know what I mean? Protect yourself. And I really, this is the reality of the business, because everybody's job security is dependent on it. To me, his coach shouldn't have had him out there. Can't move.
Yeah. Quinn said he regretted doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you can't have it both ways. It's simple. You wear the brace to prevent it from happening, or if it does happen, you got to let him nurse that thing back, because he's as young as he is. You're gonna give up a franchise quarterback. You can't have it both ways. That's rolling dice. Like, hey, wear the brace. You're not gonna wear the brace, then we got to have a different conversation, because we can't take that kind of jeopardy with you.
Right. Yeah.
And then we're gonna try to put you out there hobbled. So now he's out there hobbling, messing up the knee worse.
Yep.
Messing up the knee worse. And God forbid somebody get a clean hit. You see what I'm saying? Now you're out for the season.
Yeah.
Because you can't move.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well,
I'm on DC. I'm gonna blitz you.
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna hit you dirty, but I know you can't move.
Right. He's a sitting
and he's
duck.
not a big guy. He's not a big guy, Joe.
Right. Yeah.
He ain't like he's 6'6", 240.
Right. Yeah.
He's light. He may be 200 pounds. Maybe.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me start barking about that. What else we
got? I'm going to switch gears a bit and talk about soccer.
Oh, football with the FUTBOL.
Well, Ju Wadkins has joined the investor group for the NWSL expansion team, the Boston Legacy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's putting that NIL money to work,
She's smart.
Smart. Yeah, she's the first NCAA athlete to directly invest in a pro women's sports team.
That's the way you build equity. Get rid of the money. Get the money out of your hands and put it in an asset.
And she's the latest to join a list of investors, which includes Alea Boston, Caleb Williams, Allie Raceman, and Elizabeth Banks. They're all investing in that. So, but I hate. It's a smart move, like you said.
No, I think because of social media, and I think the league, the WNBA needs. They're gonna have a problem. They never really took advantage of that Caitlin Clark situation. She's still out, right?
Yeah.
Right. They never, there was a sweet spot with Angel Reese and her, and the way that marketing went down.
Yeah.
And they just really never got it right to really maximize it. And I think another league better run. I don't think they have the right people running the league. Because they have a good product. A good product. And people show up. But it doesn't carry well over the TV. When Reese and Caitlin, when they were in college those last 2 years, the ratings were phenomenal. I don't even think anybody really watched the WNBA. They were watching them.
Yeah.
So. And a smart thing would have been whoever figured that out, whoever that team was, the WNBA shit went over there and bought them and said, "Come over here and do what you did over there." That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
So watch these young ladies, because one of the things that keeps coming out is a lot of these teams don't allow players to play their style of play.
Yeah.
So this league, you know what I'm saying? allows that to happen, you're going to see a more exciting, more dynamic, and you're going to be players that are going to come over. Because why? The money. That's the only reason they're not making the money. Once I saw that Angel Reese and Caitlin, I was watching them more than I was watching the NBA.
Yeah, definitely. Well, but one thing that's crazy, I just got to put this out there, is these two knuckleheads on the Cleveland Guardians that got caught with prop bets. They were manipulating, they were tipping off bettors on what pitches they were going to throw.
Pitchers?
Yes, these two pitchers. I can't remember their names. They were friends with the Guardians, and they've been doing this since 23, and they finally they got caught, and I think one of them got arrested actually. But
for an MLB team?
Yeah, and it's to the point now where you can bet on what pitch they're going to throw.
Yeah, because of the technology.
Yeah, you could bet on balls and strikes. So these two knuckleheads got caught doing this, and one guy was making $8 million, and he's taking $5,000 from these bettors to give him those tips.
And what's really ridiculous, that if you're really, that's why I said the basketball thing, if you really know your game as a player, I could sell you those legit, because I know things that other people who've never played the game don't know. I could look at a lineup if I played in the NBA, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a pro athlete. Who's playing today? No, they could actually sell that information legit. And this is what's getting me so is no one told them that it's your intellectual property? You've been playing pro ball for the last 30 years of your life. You have an insight to the game that most people don't have.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Anyway.
Well, these two got busted for it, so
you might as well get online because more are coming, Joe.
Oh yeah, because now it's the NCAA, it's the NBA, and it's
been here before. This is nothing new. We've been here before.
Yeah, and to your point, you said you were against gambling in sports anyway.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. People can't. It's too big of a temptation.
Right. Yeah.
It just is. And people, it just is what it is. And so if you have money, if you just listen to people who gamble professionally, it's scary to even listen to them. And they do it professionally. And it's that's a hell of a life to live. That's a hell of a life. Excuse my language.
You're taking $5,000? I mean, really?
That's what the gambling does to you. The greed kicks in, and it's just an addictive situation that it's a very, I always tell people, I remember I still have, he's a good friend of mine. He worked in Las Vegas, and he started a company there, and I talked to him. And he was like, if you want to be in the gambling game that bad, he said, Barry, what would be smart for these pro athletes to do? Is go talk to Steve Wynn and buy into one of his casinos. You'd make more money.
Yeah,
with less stress, because the house never loses.
That's right.
I said, you know what? You're right. He says, I don't know why they're on the other side of the table. Go call Steve Wynn, sit down with him, cut a deal with him, and call it a day. The house never loses.
Nope, it doesn't.
It's the way it's designed.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Well, we'll have to stop right there.
Already?
Yeah, man.
Man, oh man. Well, before we close out, I gotta say a big shout out to our people in your support in Argentina, Ecuador, Brazil, South Africa, Ethiopia, and as far away as Syria.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So we want to say thank you. Share, please. And yeah, we're working on it. We're working on a way we can have a two-way conversation. So you can shoot in questions to us that we'll cover and shout out your country and maybe even you. Hey,
how about that?
So we're working on it. We are working on it. So Joe, is what we always say.
Stay in the game.
Stay in the game. Smarterfan podcast. See you next week, family. All the best.
All right. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube.
Yes. And remember, our sponsor, Publisher in the Box, 914-330-2738. If you're looking to get that book done, produced, marketed, all of that great stuff, it's time. End of the year. Call them. Call them today.
All right. Good night, folks.
Good night.
Smarterfan.